Hi, my darlings. I'm Sophie Darling, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hello, my name is Sophie. I have a doctorate in literature, which means I get way too emotionally invested in the shows that I'm watching. So if you're looking for a reactor that likes to talk about themes, symbolism, and character development, then you're definitely in the right place. So why don't you hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video? Today, we're reacting to episode 6 of Monster. Last episode, we got reunited with the missing twin sister, who is now known as Nina. Nina has no memories before she was 10 years old, but she does have feelings that are being triggered by seeing Johan, who is now this mysterious figure that she's going to be interested in meeting because she's like, why do I know you? There's something there. She has nightmares of a monster in the darkness, but she also is looking at pictures of what is supposed to be her as a child, and she feels sort of no emotional connection to them. Yes, she has no memories, but it doesn't line up with how she feels, and therefore she knows that something isn't right, that not everything is as it seems. I don't think she's come to the realization that her parents aren't her actual parents, but I think she's realizing that there is something more to her amnesia, that she doesn't understand what it is, but she is intent on finding it out. And I worry that in meeting Johan, it's going to cause some psychological duress, because we saw how traumatized she was when she met Johan again, that she freaked out. My fear is that her brain is trying to protect her from everything she's experienced. And in meeting with Johan, it's going to unlock all of that, and it's going to send her into a downward spiral. It's sad because she knows something isn't right, but she just doesn't know what it is. She can't put her finger on it. I feel really sorry for her. And then Johan's about to blow her entire life up because he just can't leave her alone. And then Tenma is looking into Johan's past, is finding out more information about him, that it's very convenient another middle-aged couple died when they were fostering him. So, you know, this has been going on for a very long time. And we also have Tenma beginning to learn that the boy's fascination with killing is this idea of fear, of having someone look death in the eye, being on that brink, almost as if he's recreating what happened to him of being on that brink. But he was unconscious, so he didn't really feel that fear, because when he woke up, he was already saved. So I have a feeling he's recreating the emotions that he didn't get to feel by inflicting it on others. But without further ado, we're going to get into episode 6.
隣のデスクになった時約束したはずですよ。2日に一度はお風呂に入るって。
Every other day? Oh,
うるさい
gross.
ねお前は。
マウラさん、
Imagine
自
not
分でお茶
washing.
入れてください。
客こんな時間にか
あの人もお風呂入ってないわ。
Oh, because Tenma's obsessed with this case, so probably barely at home.
こんなうだつの上がらねえ新聞社でもなんとかやってけるのはこのマウラー様のお
Oh,
か
so
げ
he's
だ
a
ってことに
journalist?
ちっとも気づいてねえんだから。
天馬と申します。
Oh, Tenma looks
どうか
exhausted.
ご協力お願いします。
なるほど。こいつは薄汚ねえや。
When was the last time he slept, is the question.
ってことはドクター、あんたの言いたいことはこういうことか
I feel like
ドイ
Tenma's
ツ各地で
professional
起きて
life
る
is
中年
gonna
夫婦殺人事件の次
spiral
のターゲ
down
ットが
because
ここハイデル
of
ベルクにいる。その中年夫婦には
his
養女がい
obsession with
て
this
その
case.
娘が20歳になったら殺人犯が連れ去りにやってくる。その時養父母は必ず殺される。
Yep.
だがその養父母も娘もどこの誰かもわからねえ。
It seems mad, doesn't it? But I think you might believe him.
そんなもん三流タブロイド紙だって記事に
I
決
don't
めよ
know. I have a feeling he might
記
take
事
a
にしてほ
chance
し
on
くて来た
Tenma.
んじゃありません。その兄弟が病院を抜け出してから兄が姿を現すまで半年以上の空白期間があるんです。
So what happened in that 6 months?
そして二人とも現在の妹の養父母に養われた。しかし兄の方は短期間でここも逃げ出した。妹を残して。
Okay.
小説にでもしな売れねえだろうがな。
But wouldn't they have
兄の
looked
捜
for
索
him?
願いが出ている可能性がある。そしてそれが新聞記事になっているかもしれない。
Okay. So he's like, there may be information. Smart man, Tenma is, isn't he?
これ以上犠牲者を出しちゃいけないんだ。お願いします。
Jesus Christ. I think he senses the desperation and knows there must be an element of truth to it. He's like, okay, help yourself.
これが当時の縮刷版と原稿のファイル。それとこれが没原稿と資料のファイルだ。はあ、日本のお辞儀ってやつかい。どういたしまして。言っとくが、くだらねえ話に関わってる時間がもったいねえだけだ。納得したらとっとと帰ってくれ。
Is he gonna go home? Because I think if he thinks he's onto a good story, he's gonna want to be involved in it too. I mean, it makes more sense that they were both initially with the adoptive parents and then Johan left, rather than Johan just leaving Nina somewhere. He probably wanted to be assured that his sister was safe before he
誤解した男がよっ
went
ぽ
and
ど
did
気に
his
入ら
own
なかったの
thing.
ね。
そんなことないよ。急
You
に
fainted
気分
because you
が悪
didn't
くなっ
like
ただ
him?
け。
Yikes.
彼に謝らなきゃ。
いいのいい
そうね
の、あいつのことはもう気にしなくて。彼、ニナのメールにそんなメッセージ入れてないって言うのよ。
そう。
She's like, so who is it then? She's getting stressed, bless her.
どんな感じだった？見た時の印象は。
Like she knew who he
すご
was.
く懐かしいような。
She's terrified of the sight of him. He strikes fear into the very core of
無
her.
理しなくて。
絶対役。
He's like the embodiment of evil.
そう。あの悪夢を見た時の感じと同じような。
Because that's who she's having nightmares
絶
about
対悪とは
is
また
Johan.
宗教的な話になってきたな。
もう一度その人に会えば、その答えがはっきりするような。
失われた記憶も蘇るような気がする。
Hurting yourself even more
それ
psychologically.
も一つの手ではあるが、そんなことを重荷に思う必要はないんじゃないかな。無理せずこれから先のことを考えるのも大切だよ。
資料室をあの男に使わせたのはマウラーさんですか？
あの男？
ええ、さっきいたので何だって聞いたらマウラーさん
He's
に
still
許可を
there.
受けたって。
あいつまだいたのか。たく。
Not gonna give up till he finds what he's looking for. He knows it's there.
大丈夫か？おい。ん？
He's sleeping. He's tired.
ほら、食いな。
はい。
This is the last time he actually slept properly and had a decent meal.
うまいだろ。
Probably days.
俺朝飯はいつもこの店だ。仕事で追いまくられて、気がついてみりゃ女房は娘連れて実家に帰
I
っちまっ
kind of can't
た。
blame her, to be fair. If someone's never home, what kind of family life is that?
男は仕事が第一だ。 この
Such
仕
an
事を理解で
old-fashioned
きねえ女房
perspective,
なんか出
isn't
てっ
it?
てもらって結構。
すみません。余計なこと。タバコ吸いすぎですよ。医者として忠告します。
大きなお世話だって言ってんだろ。女房と同じこと言ってんじゃねえや。
奥さんもあなたの体気遣ってたんですよ。
She just wanted a family unit and you were never there, so kind of can't blame her for leaving. Maybe it's time to make amends.
あなた本当に言うんですか？私たちの娘じゃないってことを。私このままでも。
そうだな。そんなこと言う必要ないな。
I think if you
ニ
don't
ナは
tell
私た
her,
ちの娘だもんな。
Johan's going to. I really don't want them to die, but Johan's gonna kill them to get Nina.
先のことを考えろか。
Thinking about your future that's about to be ruined by your psychotic twin.
明日、誕生日の夜7時、ハイデルベルク城で会おう。
She's gonna go. Is this gonna be a race to get to her before she actually meets with Johan and puts herself in harm's way? Psychologically? I think they're gonna find what they're looking for and they're like, oh shit, we need to get there like ASAP.
女房迎えに行ったら、女房帰ってくると思うか。
Depends.
ええ。タバコやめたらね。
Gotta be serious about it.
あった。11歳の少年失踪。誘拐の可能性もあるが、今のところ脅迫など犯人からの連絡は一切なし。
その記事ならこっちの資料があるはずだな。ああ、あったあった。あんた、その犯人は 妹が20歳になったら迎えに行くって言ってたな。
It's her birthday
この
tomorrow.
記事の男の子がその兄なら、ほら、ここに生年月日が書いてあって。今日がその双子の
Oh,
20
it's
歳の誕
today?
生日だよ。
Oh yeah, they're definitely against the clock now. He's like, oh shit.
今からちょっと友達に会って帰るから。うん。ハイデルベルク城で。
Oh
そう
no.
か。ママが誕生日パーティーの準備してるぞ。
Is he gonna kill them before he meets her? Oh my god, he
わか
is,
るか
isn't
もしれ
he?
ない。私の記憶が。
I hope not. I hope he doesn't have enough time because he's meeting her at 7.
ドクター、フォルトナー家に双子の妹がいたらどうするつもりだ？
とにかくその一家には危険が迫っています。警察に連絡して警備を頼みます。
I love that he's along for the ride now. He's like, yep, this is my job now too.
音なんか起きやしねえよ。全部あんたの妄想だ。
Oh, I feel like they're gonna arrive and they are dead.
俺は例の4件の夫婦殺しのうち何の目的も感じねえ。何の欲も何の恨みも感じねえ。ただ単に人の命を絶っただけって感じだった。
Which is worse because there's no motive.
犯人だって言ってたが、
It
そんな
feels
若造が何の感
purposeless.
情もなしに殺しができると思うか？
Almost as if he's trying to replicate emotions that he himself doesn't
もっと
feel.
でかい何かだ。この件に関してはうまく言葉が見つからねえ。どうしても言えって言うなら陳腐な表現
A
になるが、
cliche.
ありゃ悪魔の仕業だ。
Absolute devil.
もし目の前にあの犯人が現れた
Work of the
ら、
devil.
俺は迷わずにぶち殺すね。
Very theologically loaded words, aren't they? Oh, I'm so
ネッカー
scared
通り
that they're actually
16番
dead.
地。ここだぜ。
The lights are on, but that doesn't mean squat. No one's answering. Oh, okay. Okay, they're fine. They're
失礼し
alive.
ます。私、ハイデルベルクポストのマウラーと申します。この1986年の男のお子さんの捜索願いの件で。
その話はもういいです。
Oh.
お宅には娘さんがいませんか？失踪した男の子の双子
So
の
they've
妹さんが。
seen some creepy shit to not want to talk about him.
9年前双子を引き取ったんですね。その妹がまだこちらにいるんですね。
帰ってください。
Yep, she is.
私たちニナを本当の娘としてここまで育ててきたんです。波風立てないでください。
Yeah, but you were in danger because of Johan.
兄の方は頭に手術の跡が、そして妹は記憶喪失だった。
Because
So
like, how
this-
the fuck do you know this?
フォルトナーさん、すぐに警察に知らせなくちゃいけない。あんた方と娘さんの命が危ないんだ。
He's trying to help. Knows exactly what to say.
ど
But like
ど
what?
ういうことですか？
Fucking
娘さ
serial
んに会わ
killer.
せてください。
ハイデルベルク城に友達と会うとか言って。
Oh shit.
待て。警察に連絡してからだ。
早くキーを。
Are they both going?
わかった。
Okay,
俺は
he's
ここ
gonna
から
say
電話しとく。
that's fine. Because I was like, if they don't call the police and they both leave and this couple ends up dying
気をつけろ。
and they come back,
さ
it's
っき
gonna
言っ
look
たように相手は
suspicious
とん
as
でもねえ野
fuck.
郎だ。絶対死ぬんじゃねえぞ。ちゃんと生きて帰ってくるんだ。そしたら
Oh, they
タバコを
formed a
やめ
right
てやる
little
よ。ラブ医者
friendship
の
in
言いつけ
such
通
a
り
short
だ。
time.
奥さんも喜びます。
Oh, why do I have a bad feeling something's going to happen to him and he's not actually going to be able to quit smoking and get his wife back?
大丈夫ですよ。電話借りますよ。
娘に何があったんですか？
教えてください。お願いします。
落ち着きなさい。ん？
The line's been cut.
なんてこった。
The line's been cut.
電話線が切られてるぜ。
They're all going to die in that house. And it's going to look really suspicious that Tenma brought them all there and then they all die.
やっぱりあの呼び出しいたずら
No,
だっ
he
たん
was
だわ。
waiting for Tenma to leave,
Kylo.
right? Before
ダ
he
メだ
kills her
よ。
parents. Oh, wait. That's
こ
not
こで
Johan.
待ってなきゃダメだよ。
This is someone hired by Johan. Because Johan's going to kill her parents and then come for her.
頼まれたんだ。あんたがここで待っているようにね。
Yep.
アンナアンナ、いや、ニナ・フォルトナーだね。覚えている
She's
か
gonna
い？
be like, why did you
医者
call
の
me
天馬だよ。
Anna?
よかった、無事で。
アンナ、ドクター・テンマ。
She knows who he is.
あなたが白馬の王子様。
No.
なんだお前は。こいつはここで待ってなくちゃいけないんだ。そうしなきゃ俺
He'll die.
金がもらえないんだ。
Oh, I won't get paid? I thought he was gonna be threatened to die. Oh my god, go Nina! Anna, whatever.
驚いたな。
Oh, her
とに
poor
かく
parents.
何か縛るもの。
The poor reporter. I honestly think they're going to end up dying unless he decides not to because there's an additional person there that he wasn't expecting.
大切な仕事してからここに来るって言ってただけ
Oh,
だ
you
よ。
just left where he was because he was
まさか
probably
君
waiting
の
for
家が
Tenma to go because he admires Tenma and he doesn't want to kill Tenma.
早く君の家に戻らなくちゃ。
I swear, if she sees another set of parents die because of Johan, I'm gonna scream. He's here. Has he already killed them and then he's arrived here just after Nina's gone? Or what?
それに私はアンナじゃない。ニナです。
いや、確かに私の病院に担ぎ込まれた時、君はアンナ、そして君の兄さんはヨハンという名前だった。
兄さん。
Oh no! The lights are off. Oh shit, they're dead. Oh shit. Oh no! I had a feeling there was a bit of foreshadowing where it was like, oh, don't die on me. When you come back, I'll stop smoking the cigarettes. And then, do you think my wife will take me back? And don't die on me. Like, and then when he goes in and the phone line is cut, I'm like, oh, fuck. That's it. The lights are off. The lights were on when Tenma went. I think Johan had just arrived at the castle after having killed all three of them. And then there was also mention by Mora, probably butchering his name, where he was saying, oh, this guy, it's the work of the devil. If I ever saw him in person, I would kill him. And this is going to show that you could have those intentions, but fulfilling them is another thing entirely. That you can't predict the situation you're going to find yourself in. But this fact that he doesn't have any emotion behind the killings, it's almost as if he's trying to recreate emotions he himself doesn't feel. That he's trying to see them play out. But also this like concept of him being like an absolute evil and work of the devil, I don't know if I believe that that is the case. I think there very much has to be a reason in terms of nurture. I am not a big proponent of believing that someone is born innately evil. I think they may sort of wrestle with that concept of nature versus nurture when they're bringing up like absolute evil, work of the devil. We're seeing these like very weighted concepts that somebody is born that way, that they were always meant to be evil, that there was no changing their disposition. But then obviously the more we learn about Johan and their background, we might start to realize Johan is maybe made that way by childhood experiences. But I think that's just another concept that we're going to wrestle with in the depth of this show. We're already dealing with the idea of, is every life equal, or are some lives worth more than others? We're dealing with this idea of, if you had known that someone you saved was going to go on and become a serial killer, would you have saved them, or would you have let them die? And now I think we're going to be dealing with the nature versus nurture. Is Johan an absolute evil? Was he always this way? Was he born this way? Or was he made like this because of circumstances? What makes someone a killer, and can you make a killer, or are you born that way? I love the psychological depth of this show, but I'm not liking the idea that Nina's going to go home and see I don't know whether to call her Anna or Nina now because I had forgotten what her initial name was. So I was like, oh, Nina. And then now we're going back to Anna. So I guess because I call Johan Johan, I'm going to move back to Anna. So the idea that Anna's going to go there, see another set of parents potentially dead, could then trigger the memories that she had, or at least some of them. And then she's going to start trying to work through and remember what her brother has done and what they've experienced, because I'm still fully 100% buying that he killed the Lieberts, that he was the one that did it and then maybe feigned shooting himself in the head. Or maybe he didn't shoot himself in the head. Maybe Anna shot him because she wanted to stop him from harming anyone else. But maybe that's what she's blocked out. And maybe why she has a traumatic response to seeing him is because she feels a level of guilt or maybe a level of anger at herself for not having succeeded. That she tried to ensure that her brother couldn't go on and hurt anyone else because she knew what he was capable of. She'd already sensed and seen that he enjoyed harming other people, making them feel fear. And she knew, even at a young age, that there was no stopping this behavior, that he was going to go on and escalate. And perhaps as a consequence for what he did to the Lieberts, maybe he's done it before to other families that have fostered or adopted them. She decided to say enough is enough and she shot him. Hence the intense reaction she has to seeing him alive is the realization that fuck, like I didn't succeed, but also that subconscious knowledge of knowing what he's capable of having seen what he's done to others and how far he's willing to go. But poor Tenma, he is absolutely exhausted. He is not sleeping, he's not eating, he's not bathing, because he is just intent on getting to the bottom of this all. But it again just makes him look even more suspicious that this reporter and the two people he said are connected to Anna and Johan have possibly died. And he's once again at the scene of the crime. So the police are going to be like, what the fuck is actually going on? And I still think they're not going to believe him, because even Mora was like, the police are useless. They're not going to believe this. But I think I have forgotten his name. The one that's still investigating this even after like 10 years, 9 years, 9 years. He might begin to see Tenma's perspective, or might be curious enough to kind of take the bait to investigate it a little bit further. But I think he may still have Tenma as like his primary suspect. And then we have them saying, like, you reported him missing. And they're like, we don't want to talk about that. So he's obviously done something that, yes, they may have reported him missing, but they also don't really want to relive that experience of having fostered them both together. They don't want to remember him ever having been in their household. So, yes, they reported him because clearly they had to report him. And it may not be even that they wanted to, that they were maybe somewhat relieved that he disappeared, but they have to, or it looks suspicious to the police if a child goes missing and the parents that have fostered them didn't say anything, because they might then suspect that they had a hand in maybe killing him or whatever, or trafficking him. So I think they did it out of obligation to cover themselves, but they actually had no interest in finding him again, that they were maybe glad that he was gone, because they sounded terrified when he was brought up. They've also never mentioned to Anna that she had a brother. So she doesn't remember him living there with them. She doesn't recall that she wasn't the only person. Or maybe she does recall there being someone else, but maybe they said he got fostered elsewhere and that is how they covered it up. I don't know, but she seems to be under this impression that she is their biological daughter, that she was raised by them, that she has never had any other parents. So maybe they made her think that Johan was actually the one that was fostered. And when he disappeared, they didn't tell her that he was missing, but that maybe he got adopted by someone else or was fostered by someone else. But I think partly The relief of him going missing is that they can continue this idea that Anna is biologically theirs. There's no one to kind of contest it because Johan has his memories. He can contest that knowledge. So with Johan gone, they can completely run with this idea that Anna is biologically theirs and tell Anna that she is theirs, and she won't know any different. There's no one else there to kind of tell her that it's wrong. But I don't think that's the full picture. I think they've seen Johan do stuff that is unnerving, that they didn't feel comfortable with him, and they think that he could be potentially dangerous, especially when it comes to Anna, because he is obsessed with her. The relief of him going missing is twofold, that they can continue this narrative that Anna is biologically theirs and they never have to tell her, but also they sensed that this boy was dangerous and they were scared of him, of what he was capable of doing, and thought that it would be better if he never came back. And thankfully, the police never found him. He never did come back, so they didn't really have to worry about that. But it does allude to there being more to that dynamic when he resided with them, because they were very sort of shit. Like, we don't want to talk about that, shut the door in their faces, try to pretend it didn't happen, because he obviously has done stuff when in their care that has made them very nervous, very uncomfortable. But again, another amazing episode. I'm so scared to see what happens, but I think they're dead in the house. And Tenma is probably going to feel the weight of guilt and responsibility for bringing Mora with him to warn the parents and Anna about Johan, because he indirectly put him in that situation. I know Mora made the choice to go himself, but if not for him, Mora wouldn't have ended up in that situation and potentially died, especially when he wanted to reunite with his wife and get his family back, and he'll never get to accomplish that. I don't think they're alive. It looks very eerie. I think essentially Johan has killed them, and Tenma and Anna were lucky to have left just as Johan was arriving after having done the deed. I think they're going back to a murder scene. And I just feel so sorry for Anna, because all this distress is going to completely ruin her. It would be interesting though if she was the one that shot her brother. It really would. I think there maybe is a connection there. But thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking, subscribing, and leaving a comment below to help boost this video into the algorithm. Until next episode, bye.